a couple weeks ago, before we knew that we were going to be recording on this Tuesday, because I think we were planning to record on Monday, we were like, yeah, we got a lot of music, got True Detective. Something we weren't counting on was Kehlani to be dropping an album. And
Hmm.
she announced that, I think it was last week, just kind of out of the blue, like, hey, I got a mixtape coming out for you all. And this mixtape is titled While We Wait, which is appropriate in two senses. I think we're all waiting for her to create her follow up album to Sweet Sexy Savage from 2017. But she also made this mixtape while pregnant. And
Hmm.
it kind of fits for her theme of she's waiting for this next stage of her life and for this person or this little baby to enter the world. So pretty exciting. You know, I think if I remember right, you really liked Sweet Sexy Savage. Um, I'm
Yeah.
wondering, did you like While We Wait as much?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually been aware of Kalani basically the whole time she's been an artist. Cloud 19, her first mixtape came out in 2014. She's only 24 now, so do the math. She was very young when that came out. And then her song "Fuck with You," which has a music video, that was like her first single. Really, I really like that track. Um, and then "You Should Be Here," her second mixtape in 2015, had "The Way with Chance," which was also a pretty big hit for her. Um, and I think if I remember right, because she's from Oakland, and I'm pretty sure like G-Eazy was just bigging her up at the time as a fellow Bay Area artist, and that's how I became aware of her.
Mhm.
But yeah, then she again kind of started getting a lot of attention quick. She was in a relationship with Kyrie Irving. Um, her song "Gangsta" the Suicide Squad soundtrack was a gigantic hit. Um, she had "Good Life" with G on the Fast 8 soundtrack, another big hit. And then "Sweet Sexy Savage," yeah, I think that was probably her best project before this one, anyway. Songs like "Crazy" and "Distraction" were really good singles. You can really put
Mhm.
those on at any time. But overall, like as an R&B artist with some pop flair as well, I think she just kind of has always stood out in terms of like what she brings to the table. Just kind of feels like a unique blend of those genres. And I think While We Wait kind of continues that sentiment. Whether it's kind of tackling smart themes like Morning Glory, for example, on this, where she's kind of
Mhm.
talking about uh like acceptance of like people's true selves and stuff through the guise of uh you better like how I look in the morning, or we ain't
Mhm.
doing this. Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's just all just it's pretty smart stuff. And meanwhile, it's really smooth, silky R&B tracks.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
thought While We Wait as a surprise, effectively filler mixtape, right? Um,
Mhm.
exceeded expectations for me for sure. But I mean, was this like the first project of hers you'd really heard?
Yeah, I think I'd given Sweet Sexy Savage a listen. I was at least aware of her songs from it. Maybe I didn't listen to it all the way through. Um, and I mean, she's been in the consciousness. I remember Sweet Sexy Savage came out, and there was a lot of buzz around it. And then when she announced that she was dropping this mixtape, I kind of felt like, I know that she had made a couple of the singles like you had mentioned, but I felt like in a lot of ways she'd kind of taken some time off, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but she kind of fallen out of the public consciousness. I feel like a little bit. And then when this popped up, I got pretty excited because I was like, I know that she's a really quality artist, and she's going to make these R&B songs that are probably going to be at least nice to listen to. But I was really impressed with this album, or mixtape, I should say, because not only was she able to make songs that I think were really catchy and fun, like Nunya, but there's a lot of meaning in these lyrics as well. Like the line on Nunya that probably like drove it home was, "You put on a show because you don't want the world to know that you lost the girl who got it on her own." Like, um,
Mm.
pretty. I mean, for a song that's pretty catchy, like she still is able to drive home like her feelings, the meaning behind it. I thought "Feels," it's like this like pure R&B like pop bubblegum, which uh it's not necessarily the best song on there, but it just kind of gets stuck in my head every time I listen to it, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. And then "Footsteps" is an incredibly meaningful song. Um, talking about ending of relationships and kind of like leaving footsteps in the mud on her way out, hoping that the person would follow them. She just is. It's really impressive how she's able to take a sound and make it sound pretty slick with the R&B that she chooses to use. um, but also make these songs that carry meaning and thought have thoughtfulness behind them. And I think she's a really exciting artist. She's only 23, I believe,
Yeah, she'll be 24 in a few months. Yep.
which is crazy because I feel like she's already produced a couple of albums that are pretty good, but I don't think she's anywhere near her peak.
No. Yeah, I mean, remember last year when Rita Ora, Charlie XCX, BB Rexa, and someone else did that "I Just Want to Kiss Girls, Girls, Girls" song.
Mhm.
Um, that got some backlash from the LGBTQ community, and then Kehlani made "What I Need" with Haley Kiyoko as kind of like a response track, but more of like a here's like how real LGBT people think about these things, not
Mhm.
just the oh let me decide to kiss girls and have fun with that for a time. Like it was the fact that she could like pop that song out like real quick as a response, and like not like a fuck you guys, this is what I want to do, what we want to hear, but just kind of
Mhm.
like a like here it is, listen to our track instead, you'll understand like where we're coming from. I thought that was like really just kind of showed like her strength in songwriting, you know,
Mhm.
as someone who came out as queer and has since become pregnant, but like she's kind of been like her sexuality and her like relationships have been kind of public. Like her fallout with Kyrie uh, did not go well. Kyrie has since apologized for how that went, but uh, knowing what we know about Kyrie now, I'm not that surprised. Um, but apart from all that, like you said, like I think she can really just kind of just drop in and make some exciting music. And meanwhile, like we heard her on Cardi B's album last year on Ring, a song that it's probably towards the bottom of most people's favorite tracks on that album, but she can still bring like a pretty solid, you know, pop feature on that. So um, I'm really looking forward to her continued career growth and more. I assume more features will come. You know, 'cause she's kind of hip hop adjacent. Like you got Dollar Sign on this. Um, and she's got a lot of people in her corner. I think having Dom Kennedy as the feature on Nunya was very inspired. Like I haven't heard from Dom Kennedy in a long time. That's a nice choice. So yeah, I mean for a surprise album that's clearly leading up to uh, another a real true album, probably the end of the year or something. Uh, not worth skipping. That's for sure. Very impressed.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect an album from her for a little bit. I mean, she's probably been recording, but I'm guessing, yeah, I think she's due to have her baby sometime next month.
Right.
So I think that might put a bit of a hold on things, but probably end of the year we'll be hearing from her again.